Trayvon, Digi, man, it's about 5:30 in the morning. You know, my new thing so far this summer has been getting up and kind of moving around a little bit before the sun actually rises. That way I can get my grounding, everything in early, and just start my day off with the sunrise. But just took a little walk, man, around the projects, and while I was on this walk, this I came across this alley cat, and it was hard to believe, right? Because this alley cat, it stopped and spoke, and it asked me, this alley cat, he said, "I dream to become a lion. How do I transform myself into a lion?" This is what this cat asked me. I can't make this up. Yes, this cat stopped, spoke full English, and asked me this. But my response to him asking, how do I transform into a lion? I'm just an alley cat. I told him, your first step is to lose your appetite for rats. And that's true for us as well. When you think about your dream reality and who your higher self is, and how they operate and the things that they have, you have to lose the appetite of the things of your lower self, you know? So, for example, if your dream reality includes, having a spouse and being married and having children, if that is part of your dream reality, you have to lose appetite for casual relationships, sex with no emotional connections, just going out to the club and sleeping with strangers, because that appetite for those things is not conducive with your dream reality. So as long as these things exist and are a part of your baseline operations and daily habits, you will never be able to fully step into your dream reality, right? And this goes for everything. Let's say you dream of better health, perfect health, a better physique. You have to lose the appetite of your lower self. McDonald's and frozen pizzas is probably not what your higher self is eating. The version of you that has your dream body and perfect health, that's probably not what they're eating. So you have to lose appetite for those things. You will never be able to hold on to those lower habits and tastes and desires of your lower self and ascend into your higher self. It's not possible, So I think one of the biggest faults that we have sometimes is we fall in love with our potential, because you can see your dream reality and you can envision, what your higher self looks like, and that's your potential to be great. But I think a lot of times we fall in love with just the image of potential, because you can imagine it, and then we operate in a way that we just think one day is just going to magically snap and appear, and I will admit there are certain things that do just take time, certain things crystallize over time. There's certain processes that you cannot rush or speed up. So to some degree, some of that is true. But if your measurement is not your daily habits, at the end of the day, we are only going to be what we repeatedly do. So the longer you carry the desires of your lower self, the longer you will stay away from your higher and your dream reality. So yeah, that's what I told the alley cat, man. I told him, your first step, if you want to become a lion, you have to lose your desire, your taste, your appetite for rats. Lions do not eat rats. Lions take down big animals, And so if you're just an alley cat and you want to take down some big animals too, you want to have some big kills, some feasts, man, you got to stop eating the rats, you know. That's what I told him. I couldn't even believe the cat stopped and spoke. I'm feeling like Dr. Doolittle this morning. But yeah, lose the appetite for the things that your lower self desires. Start gathering the tastes that your higher self has, Think about the grocery store that you would shop at if finances were not an issue, Start going by that grocery store, go in, buy a bag of peanuts or something, but just walk around. Okay, look at the aisles. This is what I would grab. Okay, this is how my cart would look. Go to the car dealership. You know what I'm saying? You can test drive anything. Go test drive that car that you know you're going to have. Start acquiring the taste of your higher self, because I promise you, unless you're already close to your higher self, I promise you there are a lot of things that you are doing currently that your higher self just would have no desire for. Again, the example from earlier, think about the version of you that is married and raising children in a happy household. That version of you wouldn't even desire to go to the club and meet random people. You just would have no appetite for that. The version of you who is in perfect health would have no appetite to DoorDash McDonald's. So again, change the appetite, change the desires, reach your higher, man. Again, the sun is about to come up, man. So I gotta get out here. Man. I gotta get my ground in there. It's not quite up yet, man, but the sunrise is beautiful. It's gonna be a good Saturday, man. Trayvon, Digi, I'm out.